Mathematics Chapter 2 Polynomials Class 10 CBSE Exercise 2.1. For solving this type of numericals, just remember a concept. This one is x-axis and this one is y-axis. Whenever a graph is cutting x-axis, suppose I am drawing this graph. Okay, now we will count how many times this graph touches or cut the x-axis. This one is first point, second, and this one is third. Okay, so we'll say that this graph has 3 solutions, or number of zeros is 3. Here the meaning of number of zero is solutions. Okay, so remember this one. Whenever a graph is touches or cuts the x-axis, number of that cuts will be our solutions. Clear? So remember this point. This one is very important. We'll use this concept. Okay, let's see. Now we have given first graph. Graph is parallel to the x-axis. Okay, so this graph is not touching or cutting the x-axis, so we'll say number of solutions or number of zeros here will be 0. Okay, because this graph is not cutting the x-axis, or we can say not touching the x-axis, so number of solutions or number of zeros for this graph will be equals to 0. Now next graph. Now we have a graph. You can see in the diagram, graph is cutting the x-axis at this point. Okay, so only one point we have at which the graph is cutting the x-axis. So in this case the solutions or number of zeros will be equals to 1. Now next third one. In this graph we notice that this is cutting the x-axis at this point, first point, and this one is second point, and this one is third point, second, and this one third. So number of solutions will be equals to 3. Okay, because graph is cutting x-axis at 3 different points, so number of solutions, or we can say number of zeros for this graph will be 3. Now fourth graph. In this graph is touching x-axis at 2 different points. First one is this one and second one is this one. So number of solutions or number of zeros for this graph will be equals to 2. Clear? This one is first point, this one is second point. Now fifth graph. You can see in the diagram, graph is touching or cutting the x-axis at different points. So we will count the touching point or cutting point. This one is first, this one is second, this one is third, and this one is fourth different points. So we will marking first, this one is second, this one is third, and this one is fourth. So number of solutions will be 4 for this graph, or we can say number of zeros will be equals to 4. Now next graph. In this diagram, the graph is touching or intersecting the x-axis at different points. First one is this, second one is this, and third one is this. So number of zeros or number of solutions for this graph will be equals to 3. Clear?